Hello everyone, yes it's Friday here in lovely Lancashire and the day is absolutely completely miserable as normal, but I'm in my studio so everything here is happy chappy. I am a happy chappy, yes. And I'm going to do some painting today. I did a midweek video on cleaning my airbrush. It was proper minging this bad boy. Oh my word, yeah. Now if you tune into that, I'm sorry if you got a bit bored, but I thought I just wanted the children. Nice to do some admin, but I'm going to crack on with painting this because I want to get some more bits and pieces going, check some techniques going on. Excuse me, coughing. If you've not tuned in before, I am DarkArt Pro. I'm a custom airbrush artist, well, custom automotive really. I love working on metal. Quick introduction. If not, hi everyone, nice seeing you all back here again. Ooh, love it. Alright, so I'm going to crack on with this. We're going to start adding some more really dark areas around this area. Start adding some more details. I might hit the white in a bit, but at the moment I just want to keep working on this. Build this up as much as I can. Yeah, so I'm looking at shading it. I think the light is kind of coming down this way. So what we're going to do is, without further ado, just sort of paint. Right, so I want to work on this area here. I'm putting lots of sort of strange bits and pieces come down. One that bit as well. I hope you can see. Hopefully my lighting problems are sorted out. Let's just zoom in a bit. I'm a bit dubious about zooming in. Right, okay, so here we go. So, right, So thanks everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's really cool. I'm going to put little divots and stuff here. Appreciate your patronage. And we want to do some really cool stuff here. So I'm just sort of adding details and linking across. Like I said before, when I work in monochrome, if I'm working on white background like this, I reduce my base colour, which is obviously black, to really fine, really reduced down. So it's virtually transparent. I was going to mention it before. Oh yeah, look at this, you see. Let me just... I'm going to really darken it in here because I think there's no light going in there really. It's right below this skull section here, and even this bit here. I'm not going to bore you with all my chat today. I thought I might just paint and let you watch. That's if I can actually manage that. Like I say, this is a freehand skull. You can get stencils. In fact, I've got lots of stencils. I don't use them hardly as I used to. I don't think I'd need to anymore. I sort of I'm just making this up as go along now. But they are a really good starter place, and you can get some really good ones. I think Hard and Steenback do some good ones. There's loads of suppliers. If you go on blinking eBay, tons of people sell them really cheaply. But I do encourage people try. I'm just going to put little divots in here, and little cracks going off. Try doing it freehand as well. These eyes should be really, really dark. Let's just get the edges right first. There we go. Yeah, so I do encourage people just to try a bit of freehand. Don't be afraid of it. See, I'm tucked in here with my lovely airbrush here, my lovely Iwata. Really close, and it starts giving those crisp edges, you can see. Let's go across here. Yeah, don't be afraid. These are good practice pieces. I do think everyone should have a go. Get some dye bond, it's cheap. If you don't dye bond, there's different. You can use canvases. I can go to B&M and get canvases, can't you, in practice? And then, as well as that, I've not tried this clayboard. I don't know if anyone's tried that. I don't know what sort of medium you need. It must be water-based, I guess, to use on that. I'm not 100% sure. Let me go across the top here. Oh, that was a bit of a spray. Again, don't worry about making mistakes because they can be rectified. Rectified. I'm just going to put some more black in here. It's quite reduced down my, well, it's very reduced down my black, so it just had these grey tones, especially when it goes against the white, you can see there. I want that quite dark in there. And what we'll start doing is start pulling this image out of the actual board. It's hard. I need a better setup for my camera, people. I've decided it's not working as well as I'd like. In fact, I broke the first one, so. So I might have to look on the old Tinternet to find something that's going to hold my camera better. I finally charged my lovely light, so we're okay there, people. I'm kind of making this. I'm going to put little ridge lines, little weird ridges going across this thing. Looks a bit wobbly, but it'll make sense when I've done it. Sorry, people. And I've got. I am going to. Let's have a look here. So it's going to be quite a little complex design in some ways. Little tubes going off here, you can see. Starting to bring them out. And it's kind of cool to do some complex stuff sometimes. There we go. I'm controlling the airbrush really tucked in now. Just getting those fine, really close to the dye bond. It's flowing beautifully. I'm just putting the black in these sections here just to make sure you can see those little veins, and looks like a bit of anatomy. I'm not really sure what they are. As you can see here, that needs tidying up, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to zoom in. I'm dangerously zooming in. There we go. It's kind of a linked network of weird stuff. People can see that. Let's leave this little crack going off it. Look how fine these can make. Beautiful little crack lines coming off. You can see that again. I'm going to zoom in again. Oh, I'm being a bit zoomy with this. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put ridges of stuff here. Look, just putting shade underneath. And it creates a nice little tube. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put one the opposite way there, because I want them too uniform. It's funny, I made a little bit of a mistake here, but I've sort of rectified that, so I'm pleased with that. Adding more shading below this little tube bit. Can you see how it's starting to link up? Hard to see on there completely, sorry. There we go, does that make sense? That looks a bit naff. Yes, I've done quite a lot in the studio this week, and I'm really enjoying the fact that I can. How's that look? It just looks a bit rough and ready, doesn't it? So doing it this way, right from the beginning, I'm not using any masking, you don't get them super crisp lines, but they are possible. They just take a bit of time to do it. So you have to persevere. And they do become possible, but you've got to sort of like be patient. That light's a bit weird, isn't it? Let's just draw back there. So I'm kind of working this little section here. I'd like another tentacle thing going down here, really. Ooh. And the same on this side. Let's work this side a bit. You know what I like? I do like to flit a bit. The tubes and goo. Yeah, thank you everyone for subscribing. I know my videos aren't the most exciting, but you know what, I'm here to paint, so let's paint. I love it. Oh, let's go a bit more. That's a bit too reduced there. We're getting there. Okay, so yeah, I'm here to paint, and I will paint, and I love painting. Let's just go underneath here. I'm just insinuating this sort of like shaded area here. I don't know if my pressure's a little bit high. Here we go. Look, lovely. So this skull is starting to come together nicely. And there's a slow build up. You've got to take your time with painting, especially with airbrushing. It's a slow build up of work. Layers and layers and layers. I mean, you could do really quick work, but then you won't look as good, dudes. Now we're thinking, we're sort of getting there, aren't we? Let's put another stretchy mark there. So all I'm doing is just putting one line down. That's like that's the top edge of it, the highlight there, and there's underneath where it's just shaded. You just see that little section there. And there's one below that as well. I'll just do it gently, see there? So all I do is just shade in the corner a little bit. And I'll start bringing that and just shade below it a little bit. Very lightly, I'm just pulling back a bit now. I'll hit that line a bit darker on top, and I'll just make that, give it a bit more depth. There we go, so we're starting to get this depth effect, which is really, really cool. Right in the corner. See, I'm just working it gently. There's no teeth here, it's just like it's pulling down. Pretty minging her. I think I've just got a little bit too much pressure on. I'm just getting this like little splatter. I wish I could show you. I don't know if you saw it on there, so I'm just going to turn it down a little touch. Because we get a little splatter, it's not the greatest. I don't turn it down too much, but there we go. When you've got really reduced paint, you have to have the pressure on really quite low. Otherwise you get like a spider effect. Spider. You've probably experienced that. I think every airbrusher, when they start, gets a spider effect, and that's just too much pressure. This is just flowing lovely now. I haven't got the paint in it to last me. Yeah. I'm grading this down so it's really dark over here. You can see where I'm just airbrushing now. And as I go down here, I'm just pulling away a bit and making this lighter. There we go. Oh, I'm really enjoying this now. Lots to go at. There we go. Yeah, please comment whenever you want. Tell me I'm doing really rubbish. Or tell me I'm doing a great job. That's really cool. I hope people are getting something from it. I've had some lovely comments in the past. It's been really nice. There we go. Again, I guess a bit too much air pressure. Let's quite reduce that. Yeah, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, peeps. There we go. Test again. Yeah, still fine. Oh, look at this. Where shall I go? Let's go here and finish this bit. Not finish it, but add a bit more. I think when you start painting, you start getting into this mode of enjoyment. It becomes a really sublime thing to do. So I am really enjoying this now. It's going to be a bit of a badass painting when it's completed. Right, let's go down here. Let's put an edge on this. I mean, there's nothing stopping using kind of shields as well to help us get those edges if we want them, if you wanted a really like sharp curve. But I'm just playing with some moments. So you can use something like this. The big shield's a bit dirty, isn't it? It's a freehand airbrush template, which is good. I mean, it's still freehand. So if you wanted an edge, for instance, you would do it or not. It might be a bit too sharp though. They are helpful. Let me find a bit here. So if I put it there, for instance, let's just have a look, see what happens. But sometimes they can be so sharp that it doesn't. Yeah, but we're playing here, so there we go. If I just add a little bit of a sharper edge there, you can see there it gives us a nice sort of like bit of a curve. So if I can link that, for instance, some beautiful shapes on here. There we go. If I do that, try not to push my painting over while I'm doing it. This is dodgy, people. Dodgy. Right, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. It's hard because it's up in the air. There you go, because I usually paint them. Okay, so just give a little bit of shading around there and you'll see. And it creates that sort of like sharp edge. So people can go mad with it. But I think if you're doing these things, be careful because they can make it a bit sort of manufactured. But if you want that sharpness, it's doable without masking. Ooh, it's looking cool. But let's just freehand it for the moment. I think I can't remember how much this cost. It wasn't that much. I can get rip-off versions as well, I guess. But I like our tool stuff. It's good quality and it's good solvent proof as well. But do better than me and clean it a little bit. It's alright if it's black, because that's all I've been using, so it's not the end of the world. Right, let's go on here. And it's funny, there's no real quick fix for things either, you know. I think I don't think I'd like just to knock up a piece of artwork quickly and say, there you go, that's put my name to it. I think that's probably not the best way. See this here, it's just screaming out to be linked with other like weirdness. Maybe you can see that, people. Yeah. Oh yes, it's starting to sort of come into something nice, isn't it? And this is just the one skull. I mean, you can work so hard on these. I mean, add the details. It's like when you do fur or when you do clothing, you can spend ages and ages. But you know, I think what it is, the more hours you put in, I mean, don't overdo it, but the more you put into it, more texture, more detail, it becomes like a really nice thing. And you'll reap the rewards. So I'm just being really kind of like free flowing. I think sometimes going one way is easier than the other. Can you see that there? Can I zoom out a bit? Oh, let's not swap it around. There you go. I'm just working this top section a little bit. So it's confidence. And I go over a line numerous times if it's just a bit too light. Here I'm not just doing and that's practice, and absolute lots and lots of practice. And like, say if we're making mistakes, I have got in my lovely HPC, which was absolutely bogging yesterday. I've got some nice white in there. I'm not playing with that yet because I'm just enjoying using the black. I'm just showing you what you can do without having any too many gradients of, oh, look at that there, that's so cool, of greys. I'm just adding little sections here. I'm so easily distracted. I'm like a cat with a light torch thing, you know. Can I zoom in on that bit so you can see what I'm doing? Sorry. There we go. So I'm just going to go along this edge here. You can see that I've just tried to draw this out a bit. Not too much. Tiny bits there. So it kind of defines the bottom a bit. With this weird sort of, like it's a bit bony, isn't it? You can see how it's a bit bony. But these little details will just enhance your painting even more. I'm going to put this really dark in there. There we go. Really dark in there. Ooh, yeah. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. A few beers, maybe watch a movie. I've been watching a few Guy Ritchie's movies again. Can't speak. Guy Ritchie movies lately. Our daughter's been quite interested in them. In fact, we've been watching a few of the Sherlocks, which is really good. Don't know if you've ever seen any of those. Quite underrated movie, really. But you know, Jude Law's pretty cool. I think he's quite a versatile actor. And then once we watched those, it was a really good story. I mean, you can't beat Sherlock and Moriarty, can you? I mean, it gets a bit cool, doesn't it? And then we watched, what did we watch then? Arthur. Now, if you've not seen Arthur, the Legend of, is it Legend King Arthur? And that's a Guy Ritchie movie as well. Another underrated one. It's banging, really good fun. Funny, full of adventure. I think it was under the radar a little bit, but give it a go. Have a watch, anybody. I mean, I love pop culture. I do watch the Alien series. Alien Earth, that's what, isn't it? Yeah, Alien Earth. Jeez, that was definitely mind-bending, but really cool. Can you see how I'm working these areas now? It's starting to really to bring the detail out. It takes time, people. Pardon me. So professional on this channel. I mean, you're lucky, aren't you? Lucky you've got me. I'm just adding fine detail here. I did a Venom, and this was the kind of approach I took with a Venom. Very, very methodically. Bringing out this. Take your time, because if you go too much, it can become a bit of a mess. But then again, you can bring it back with a bit of white, but it does slightly just take it off a bit. It becomes a bit more flat. So there you go. So this is right in the corner there. That's a deep area. So we're shading right in the top section there. And then as we come, we're fanning out very, very gently. Same in here. Again, it's not to go too much and to go completely blacked out. But you can see it becomes this really, really gives lots of depth and texture. Absolutely gorgeous looking thing. I don't know, I just love monsters and stuff, man. I don't know about anyone else. I'm just putting some cracks here. Look, fine crack, crack, crack. Coming down. Let's do it off here as well. Get off the eye socket, you never know, crack across. Oh, look at this airbrush, is so sublime. And you can spend absolutely hours on these skulls, but they do help you do lots of different techniques, lots of different shading, lots of different sort of like methods of using the airbrush, close work, sort of stepping back. I want to do some kind of ridges on these horns. I don't think we'll probably get this done today, because I think it's going to be a labour of love, this, and I think it's going to be, because of that, I kind of really want to keep doing that. I don't think I'm ever going to be a fast airbrusher, really, but then again, I want to have nice results. Yeah, so once you sort of master this little technique, it becomes a really nice thing to do. I mean, it took me a while to figure this out, but it's not impossible. Everyone can probably do it. Well, I know they can. Everyone can do it. It just needs you to take your time and figure out. And once you start seeing it, you can't stop seeing it, and then you see everything that's actually starting to pull out of the image. Sorry, this here. I'm going to get this right. It's a bit weird now because I use that edge. It's sort of super sharp. Okay. Let's go this way. I'm just adding something else here. Soften that edge. You see, that's using that template or the masker. Don't worry, we shall rebuild it. I think we're gonna have some stuff going off here. I really want this image to be completely full, really, and interesting and weird and lovely. I mean, I don't know who'd want to display this in their house, but there we go. Might be it's annoying me there. Okay, more darkness. I'd put it in my house. Don't think Man would be too happy. It's my wife. No, she would. She likes it. She likes it. Ooh, yeah. Even little divots like this, and then just lead them off. Just adds texture to the skull. We're starting to see more depth to it. Let me have a look here. There we go, we're bringing this top section out, which is really, really cool. Yeah, so I think airbrushing is a really cool hobby or a really cool thing to do. I mean, I'm lucky enough people have bought my artwork in the past, but which is amazing. You know, some people never sell anything, but I do manage sometimes to do that. But oh, look at this, look. My real goal is just to paint and share that painting. And experiences as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Anyway, what do you guys use? Anyway, I'd like to know what sort of airbrushes you're using. Anything that I might like to see or do. I love any of airbrush. I think I might invest in another. I want a larger one where I can put base coat down a little bit. I've got some smaller sort of like guns. I've got big guns for doing like proper sort of like spraying stuff. But when I've got like a fuel flap, I just want to just do a quick spray of stuff, and you can get sort of like point. I don't know, something like a bigger trigger gun. Not quite a spray gun, mini spray gun, or like a HPW, even like a Devil Abyss or something like that. Just something that's a bit bigger than an airbrush. You must have seen them online, people. I've got what they're called now. But anyway, I think I'd in fact a while to do one, and it's a beautiful one, but it's very expensive. So I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go for a cheaper knockoff version and see what it's like. In fact, I might even review it on here. So what we're thinking so far of this bit. Let me see what I can see what I'm doing. See what's going on. I'm going to put a bit of a point here, make it a bit more sharp. Ooh, or maybe not. So these aren't kind of horns, they're kind of weird, sort of like, I think they're kind of reptilian sort of an effect. Which I kind of want to get that feel of like lots of roundy, kind of gooey stuff. Let's put stretchy down. More pipe work. It's like innards, isn't it? Or even like sort of like weird weird bone or something like that, or like, yeah, it's just intestines. Oh, I'm loving it now. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a bigger project soon. But I was trying to get this bulkhead out and put it at the bottom of my workshop, and it's so locked in. It's got this big black bulkhead that goes in the back of a VW T5, and I want to paint that. It's going to be cool. I think it deserves painting. Can you see me down here? No, let me just zoom out again, just a little bit. God help us, everyone. There we go. So I'm just going to hit the top of here. Can you still see? I think so. Yeah, and trying to get it out was like a nightmare. I started losing my rag a bit. I got that much stuff in there. It's like, get it out. Anyway, so I've decided I need to empty the whole part of that studio, and then once I've done that, look at this. This is, oh god, this is so cool. Loving this. Once I've done that, I'll dig it out, and then we're going to go for it. Can you see, people? Yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely loving this now. So it's just defining those edges there, adding more shading. Remember, the light's not getting in this area, so we're just bringing out gently. Don't go mad whacking loads of black on, because that doesn't work. Really take your time. I've learned in the past it just doesn't happen that way. So all these little shady areas can turn into cracks coming down. Yeah, okay, I think we're really getting into this now. So I've flit it again, sorry peeps. Let's make this a bit more wider. Cracking out there. Oh. Yeah, so I nearly lost my rag. In fact, I didn't nearly lost my rag. I did lost my rag, and I thought, right, I'll come back and do the right frame of line. But and it's cold and it's a bit wintry, and I don't like it. And I want it to be, I want it to be nice and spring, so I can just get everything at my leisure, lay it out, bring it in here, put it up nicely, put it on the back wall, ready to go for it. Get loads of lovely masking ready to go, because I want all lovely crisp edges on that and make it sort of like really sublime. Look at this, people. There we go. This is kind of the corner of a horn here, so I'm just adding some shaded area just so it's like stuck on the edge of the skull. Yeah, so watch this space. It will happen. I just need to sort myself out. I can't wait till the spring on there. I've got to get in there. But you never know. The sun might come out. I've been waiting for the sun all week. I think I've seen it once. But it's sunny in here and it's happy and we're painting. Woo! I'd like to know your thoughts on how things are with this painting. What do you think? Is it something you might like to try? I'm just adding bits now, because you can add texture and texture. The more we add texture, the more detail, the more it'll look fantastic. Again, the devil's in the details. I said to my daughter, she's a really talented artist too. I love her to bits. She's doing amazingly good. Really talented. I will show you some artwork one day on here. I think because she deserves it, but she'd be dead embarrassed if you knew. Awesome person. I keep going back to bits. Yeah, you can see there. And I'm sure I should appreciate that. It's a bit darker in there. See, with it being so reduced down, when it dries you think, oh okay, that needs a little bit more pigment, which is fine. So a bit close there. Sometimes if it's so reduced down, if I go too close into it, or you find you go too close into it, the reducer will take some paint away. So there's a fine balance, and that's to do with the airflow as well. Not putting too much airflow into it, just been really regulating it gently. Some airbrushes probably maybe not as fine that could do that. I mean, this one can, but I think it is more trigger control, airflow control, and paint control. It's like rubbing your head and patting your belly with a dual sort of airbrush like this, instead of, you know, you're going to pull back, air, in, out, shake it all about, and you get the results. But it kind of like, it's not easy, is it? I know it's not easy because I've spent years doing it. Let's just link that there. I'm just linking this tube here. Cover that bit there. That's where I went a bit wrong. Not wrong, that's where I talked about it acted as a bit of reducer. Now you can put reducer in the paint with no paint at all. If you want to get like little areas of dots or adding texture, and you just go white back to white, it gives you those really, it just take the paint away, but it can be useful. Drew Blair used to do that on a lot of his courses, I think, or on his portrait courses. Look at that, that's cool, isn't it? So there's tons of different techniques you can use. But don't get too obsessed, people, with like things through fire and stuff like that. I mean, fire's good, but there's other stuff you can paint. Same with schools, don't get obsessed with schools, but then again they are cool, aren't they? I don't know what I'm doing here, I'm just sort of messing around, but it's starting to look cool, look. So if I zoom in this bit here, oh, there we go, dodgy. Move it across. Oh no. That bit there, I just added a little extra bit, and that's like a pipe leading into that top of that sort of tentacly thing. So I'm just playing with it really. But that's the kind of effect I want. I want it to be like a cyber sort of punk thing where you can, not even cyber punk, yeah, like androidy. No, what's the word? It's like a it's like a breathing machine, living breathing machine. Some movies have done that, haven't they? But yeah, so that's the effect I want. I want it to be complex where people can see it and think, ooh, what's that? It leads into that. Yeah, it does lead into that because that's cool. Okay, I'm just going to define this now because we want this. So I've moved down a bit because I do that. I sort of flip between things, and when the things look like quite hard work, I kind of leave it for a bit. I should be doing this really. There's no rules though. You do what you want to do. A little bit wobbly. That's okay. And I will work on these even more. I'm loving this bit though. I'm loving that. I'm loving this. I'm loving all of this. I'm loving the stretchy bit. I'm loving this skull down here. We need to work at the top some point. But at the moment, let's just keep going with this. I'm going to go quite dark everywhere here. Let's put another tube going off there. There you go, I'm keeping quiet. You can just watch, Pete, if you want. Ooh, yeah. Now, where am I going now? Just put some cracks in here. Yeah, it's adding really lovely depth here. I'm not seeing some amazing pieces that people do. I spend hours doing it. I always think fur. I don't know if people spend doing fur. They do like a wolf or something. It takes forever. I am thinking of doing a part of that. Let's have a look here. Just going to put a bit of shade in there. a lion or a tiger, which would be kind of cool. But would I get bored? Probably. More fur. But this gives me a bit more pleasure. Let's just whack this around here. Yeah, big fan of pop art. Anyone into pop art or pop culture, absolutely love it. Yeah, I love any sort of sci-fi stuff. Put a bit of shading below here. Really nice that. Anyone's got any recommended ones? I love anything sci-fi that's kind of like off the wall a bit. I think I've seen majority of them, but I do like looking at some like old B movies. Love Godzilla's. Love Godzilla. Love all that kind of stuff. It's really, really cool. Oh yeah, we are getting there, aren't we? So I'll move this back a bit. It's just a lot of work, isn't it? It is a lot of work. And I said I could finish the next one. No, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to rush this, because I think it would be absolutely a disaster if I did that. But yeah, if you're not sure, or you don't really want to do sort of freehand sort of skulls, that's fine. But you can, like I say, get stencils. I have got stencils. And I started off with those, and that just it gives you kind of like a bit of a safety net, which is really cool. And to be fair, like if you were doing like a piece with tons of skulls, or like a pile of them, then that's going to be really handy if you like, and you could sort of like utilize them, make your job a bit quicker. So if you're on a time frame, something like that, you know, if you want to earn money. Ooh, see, that's a bit of an effect where it's a bit too much. If I can zoom in again there. Oh no, that's not word. Zoom out. A bit more pressure on there. That nearly spidered there, so I'm just gonna let that dry off and I'll paint over that. It's me rushing. Yeah, so stencil good like that. If you do, like, you have like loads to do. But the anatomy is generally the same. I did buy a stencil, a school stencil once. It was so complex. It was a different layer one that it was confusing. So apart from that, I'm just trying to do my own thing now. So I'm flitting about now, aren't I? Sorry people, that's what I do. I don't mean to confuse. I think you're getting the vibe of what I'm doing. I am doing this video is going to be about an hour, I think. But do you know what? It don't matter, does it? See, I'm doing edges on here, so it creates like a weird effect, like a little rounded effect. Can I? Oh, I am going to zoom on this. I don't want to move my phone. Well, there we go. You can see there those little. It creates a little ridge in. I'm just adding a little bit of shading in each corner, just to tuck it in, and it adds a bit. If I do one here, let's see if I can show you. There we go. Sort of dips it in. Another one there. If I did another one going off there, and I relink them up. I can't speak. Relink them up in a bit. Let's zoom back out again. There we go. There we go. That's cool. What am I doing here? I'm going to put a bit of darkness there. Awesome. I mean, it's going to take a while to do this, isn't it? But it's the effort is worth it. Let's put a crack down there. I was going to say something. I completely forgot what it was. Probably another load of drivel. I do like as well. I do like watching people build models as well, and sort of like sculptures. I do fancy a bit of sculpture, and I must admit, get some of this, this like monster clay or some sort of like other clay, and create something. I think I'd quite enjoy that. I'm doing some like bit of a vein link off here. It's a slow build up, people. Slow build up, but we're getting there. Don't know what I can't have done here. Don't like that bit. I'm still here, peeps. I'm not dead. And for tonight's tea is going to be a beautiful fish curry. I'm doing like a fish curry. I'm going to shade in a little bit there because I don't want to get rid of that. It's going to be amazing. Again, I'm sort of like building the corners up here. I'm just building the vein structure, or the sinew sort of structure up, slowly but surely. Let's go down here. Even if I'm making little mistakes here and not getting it perfect, that's great, because it just absolutely adds to the painting. It's a slow process, but it does add to it. I'm shading gently there. I haven't done it super dark yet, because I just want to define the areas that I am shading. Can you see it gives me a sort of map of where I'm at? Mapping out, I love that term. So in the corner where it's really dark, here we go, look. And here I'm going to add some sort of shaded ones. Just adding a line, it just has a little ridge. I don't know if you can see that. Shall I zoom in again? Ooh, where am I at? Okay, cool. Right, there, that top section here, that's where I've been working. There, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just going to add a little line. And a little line there. It looks like a ridge or like a flaps of skin. Can I bring that in closer? There we go, can you see? There we go in there. And that means then I can get in the corner here and just darken it. Remember, not much light is getting in there at all. Same with up here. In fact, I want to do this quite dark here. So you don't want to black the whole picture out. But you get these lovely fold effects, and that's similar to like the way we would do. Let me just get this little structure done. So that's a fold within a fold. Clothing, it's a similar technique. Seriously, it's not hardly any different. Just got to take your time with it. So hours and hours of work can go into these things. Oh, I'm loving that, people. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Let's do a little dip here. I mean, if you have been airbrushing a while and you can afford one of these, I think it just elevates your artwork. But it is really key that you can airbrush is just as good with something that's not as fine a detail like this HBC or whatever. It's got like a bit of a larger needle. But when you get to detail work, there's lots of detail airbrushes out there. But I mean, this is absolutely sublime. This custom micron, absolutely delightful to work with. But build up to it. I mean, like, you know, they cost so much money, and you think I'm going to invest that in that. But like I say, it's elevated my artwork even more. But there was years and years before we got one of these beautiful things. Years and years and years. I'm going to do the same here. Will I zoom it? Can you see me what I'm doing here? I wonder if I zoom in a little bit. Maybe not. Let's have a look. No, let's take it out a little bit. This section here I'm going to rib across as well. Just add in really fine lines. I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow. So you can see this tube here coming down. Let me put an edge on it a little bit. Now I'm going to follow this in a curve. Don't want straight because that's not going to work. It's not ergonomic. We're talking lots of sort of innards and do's and goos and bits and pieces. So we're following this curve here. See there, one. Make this one a bit wider at the top. I don't want them uniform. And I'm just going to add a little bit of right in the corners there. And then you get that lovely ribbed effect. Oh, superb. Love it, people. Love it. Yeah. So, what are we on here? 51 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go for another 10 minutes and then I'm going to do this for an hour. Can you see me there? I'm going too above it. Okay, let's pull this back a bit now. Did a bit of detail work there. Oh, look at it, people. It's starting to look really nice, I think. I think I'm getting the effect that I really wanted with this piece. I wanted it to be complex. I want it to be challenging. I want it to have all those lovely effects that I want. I'm very happy if you want me to see me do more of this, which is really cool. If you don't, that's fine, but I'll continue anyway, obviously. I've never been enjoying much painting for a while. Sometimes you fall out of love with it. That's the wrong word. I just don't. You've got to be in the right frame of mind to do it. But at the moment, that seems like all I want to do is paint and come up with really, really cool stuff. Or what I think is cool anyway. I mean, everyone else might think differently, but I'm just experimenting here now. You know, and I think you've got to be. Again, I'm going to do that here, where this pipe joins. You've got to be really in a frame wide, and you've got to be absolutely in love with the subject. And like I said, I've had people ask me to paint some weird stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I think one person asked me to do a Wallace and Gromit bonnet, and I thought, no, unless he's coming out of the hell and I don't know, there's blood and guts all over the place, and it's or an alien invasion of like Wallace and Gromit, then no, not for me. I think I don't think I'm that kind of airbrusher artist. I mean, I might be losing money there, but you've got some integrity, haven't you? I think. I don't know. Maybe people like doing that. Someone asked me once to paint a milk bottle. I'm sorry, I mean, I like milk bottles, but not to the point where I paint one. It's for a business, I think, but now if there's a milk bottle smashing across someone's sort of like a zombie's head, that might be kind of cool. Loosely put it there like that. I think that's, I mean, The clue's in the name, DarkArt Pro, yeah. So hit me with DarkArt, love it. Look at this, I'm just seeing little nuances, little bits and pieces. And that comes with timing. This comes with like patience, is seeing these like little areas that you can just sort of pull out and bring out this lovely complexity of like veins and bones and stuff like that, or whatever it is, whatever it might be. And it becomes really joyful. And I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying this now. And I really appreciate you tuning in. I love to thank all my subscribers. Come and join us if you don't want to be, you know, there are loads of different people out there doing loads of stuff on airbrushing. I'm not a corporate guy. I haven't got like, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I mean, who'd want to do that? But I mean, if you are out there and give me lots of money for doing something, I won't sell anything unless I think and believe in it. Well, in fact, I won't sell anything. I'll promote stuff if it's good. What am I talking about? No one's going to send me anything, mate. I want to define this bit here, really. Come on, let's go down a bit. I like to do this bit of a dangly bit. Ugh, it's kind of weird. I think, yeah. So I'm here for the joy of painting. So hopefully everyone else will appreciate that. If not, then you can sling it up. Really, I'm not asked. You can follow me or you can't follow me. But I tell you what, Taylor Swift, watch out, because I've got billions of followers. I'm going to win. I'm going to be, yeah. I win all these awards. I'll be super famous. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just talking shite now. Right, so thank you again, all my subscribers, all my people that spent the time watching this. If you got to this 56-minute point, you're amazing. I've heard you learnt a few things about this. All I'm saying is talking about really is defining and pulling this image out, or pushing this. I guess I'm pushing it in, yeah. I'm sort of like giving it depth at the moment. When I start adding highlights, I can bring that back out again. I think highlights are quite a way off because I'm using the actual dye bond as the highlights. Now if I really want to bring out sort of like really high points on the painting, then I will probably use a bit of white paint on there. But at the moment I'm not doing that because I'm still working on building these sections up slowly but surely. So this is going to be quite a big project, I think, bigger than what I thought. And I definitely think oh, it's just so cool. I'm loving it. So yeah, stay tuned. I think I might do this intermittently. If you want to have a look, check in. If you want me to do more videos on this, that's absolutely fine. I can do that. I mean, it might be a bit monotonous, but if you want to see it progress and get further, that's fine. Or I can just show you every now and again my progress on it. I'm not going to do time lapse. Don't like time lapse. Not happening. I'm just going to do videos like this, which is cool. Let's zoom it out again there. See, there's lots of work to do. But you know, that's what I want. It's got to be right, hasn't it? It's got to look what I want it to be. So no compromise, people. No compromise at all. I think, and a big shout out, so like you say, to all my followers that have been doing this for a while. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And if you're new, come on, subscribe to this. I mean, what's not locked to what? Can't speak. Gone. What's not to like? There we go. There we go. And you can obviously see that I'm not very good at this. I'm not a professional at chatting my way through things. I'm probably describing things too much. But you know, it's the real deal. It is the real deal. I don't care really. You think what you think. But love and peace to everybody. I am going to stop this but I think I will carry on. I mean, I could be on for hours, but I'm going to stop it for you because I think you've probably been suffered enough with this and seen how it's progressed. But yeah, there we go. This will continue. I might do another part at some point, maybe, so you can see it a bit more. There's all stuff to go down here. I've got ribs to go across the top there. If you are interested in seeing more of this and seeing this piece completed, then please comment, drop me a line, thumbs up, whatever. Just say, yeah, Pete, DarkArt, that's my name, Pete, DarkArt Pro, can you do some more on this piece? That'd be really, really cool. All right then. Thanks very much. This is DarkArt Pro saying goodbye, and have a great weekend. I'm going to go and get myself a nice glass of vino in a bit, watch a bit of telly, and have a relaxing evening. And I'll hopefully upload another video next week. It could be this, if you want me to continue to do this. I think I'll put one up anyway. And we'll speak soon. So have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Hope you like the painting. Hope you like the video. Please subscribe or don't. All right. Oh, follow me on Facebook if you like, and on Instagram. Okay. Right. I'm just dribbling on there. Okay. Bye now, everyone. Have a great weekend.